Hey y'all, happy Friday. Today we are going to take a look at our Feature Friday series where we highlight a feature of our MeetEdgar software, which is a social media automation tool. And today we're looking at images. One of the reasons that we're getting really down into how you upload images is because it's some of the most appealing content to your followers. We are visual creatures, and the things that we put online that really grab people's attention and are what we kind of refer to as scroll stoppers, or something when someone's thumbing through that they'll stop and actually look at a post. A lot of those things are determined by the images that are there. You know, our brain actually processes images about 6 times faster than it does captions. So often the things that make people actually give the attention to your social media profiles are those that include images. Now, Edgar has a lot of different options that you can use in order to make your posts eye-popping. And this goes into not only link previews and actually uploading the images to MeetEdgar, but we have some cool like suggested images features that can be sometimes a little bit hard to find if you don't dig deep into the software. So we'll take a look at those right now. So I'm going to share my screen with you all here real quick. Oops, not the little version there. Big version, there we go. So when you're in your MeetEdgar account here and you click to add new content, there's a few different ways you can add images. First is going to be manually with these little icons in the lower left corner. So if I have a photo on my computer that I'd like to add in, I'm just going to push this icon here. It'll bring up the options to where I can find all of that content here on my computer. Let's say I want to post an awesome picture of this dog, because who doesn't love to see a dog on social media? I can upload it, write my caption about Happy Friday right here. I do believe it's actually Bring Your Dog to Work Day today and those silly national holidays that we have. So super appropriate image to share, and I can save that to my library. The other ways that you can get your images in is, let's say you have like a blog post. So right here, if I grab this URL and I come back to Edgar and I want to share this as a blog post here, if I check off where I want to send this out to over here on the left, you'll notice that this gray box appears. And this is just letting you know in your Edgar account that a Facebook preview has been established. So you know, like when you share a link on Facebook, it establishes a preview so that people can click on it. It's more engaging. If you ever wanted to know what this is going to look like, you can actually pop to this preview tab right here in Edgar, and it can go ahead and show you what it's going to look like there. Beyond that, though, if you decide that you do not want a Facebook preview, you can actually X out of this. So if I X out of this, what comes up here is suggested images. So suggested images are actually scraping whatever URL you've put into this text box, and it's looking for what photos and GIFs are available within that blog post. So you can see here, these are all of the images that we have contained in this blog post. So if you scroll down, you can see that's the same GIF that appears here. So if I wanted to add this here, let's say I wanted to add this photo, I'm just going to click add from the suggested images feature, and it's going to add right here for you. Now, if you use this in conjunction with a blog post URL, the photo will send and the URL will also send along with it, but people will have to click on the link. So, you know, this won't be clickable like a Facebook preview would. They would have to click this URL here. So make sure if you're testing this out and you want to use a different image besides the actual link preview, make sure you leave the URL in your post there. But this is an awesome feature to start testing different images along with your blog post. You know, here at MeetEdgar that we always recommend, if you're sharing something, to look for ways to get at least 5 to 10 status updates out of a piece of content. This is what we refer to as upcycling. So this one blog post I could share with the link preview, but I could also test adding it to my library with some images brought over from the suggested image feature. Perhaps one of these images will grab someone's attention differently than one of the images that's just going to be displayed on the preview. So you see what I'm doing there. I'm just testing different things to see what's going to attract my followers and compel them to click through and get traffic to my site from social media, which we all know is the ultimate goal. So I always like to suggest, if you're doing like Instagram posts about blogs, that this is one of the fastest ways that MeetEdgar can actually help provide you with a way you can share a blog post on Instagram, because of course you need an image. So how cool would it be if you just come into your Edgar account, click to add new content here, check off Instagram, If you have a blog URL in here, you're just going to go ahead and add an image. So again, for Instagram, of course, you have to have an image or a photo share out. And this way, when you're writing your caption, you can say, hey, XYZ, this is the value in this blog post, explain a little something about it. And then what a lot of people will do for Instagram is use the language that says link in bio, right? Because if you share this on Instagram, it's not going to be a clickable URL. Instagram does not allow any clickable URLs in the post description, only in the one link that's in the bio, so that top section of your Instagram account. So that's why you'll see a lot of content creators use that term, link in bio. So this is a great way MeetEdgar can help you get images from a blog post. If you are driving traffic, you can switch out the language here saying, XYZ, link in bio, boom, you've created a post there with images. Now, other things I want you to think about if you're uploading images for things like social media posts is you don't have to be a graphic designer to actually get out there with really great images. Things like Pixabay and Unsplash are two royalty-free, completely free to use sites. So, it's kind of like a Shutterstock, but you have to pay for Shutterstock. I personally love Unsplash and Pixabay, and it's a really great way you can just type in again, dog, if I wanted to see some dog images. And they're crowdsourced sites from photographers all over who are just giving these images to use. You can donate to those photographers, of course, support small businesses, support other content creators that way. But it's a great way to get a lot of images without having to be a designer, without having to be a photographer in that way, to source them and upload them into your MeetEdgar account. Other things like Canva, if you've never used Canva before, it's a great way to create quotes and images that you can download from Canva and then go into MeetEdgar and use that same flow of clicking on the add new image little icon in the lower left corner of that text box to upload a quote graphic that way. So look for ways that you can get more imagery into your social media. It truly is one of the best ways to connect and grab attention to your followers quickly. I'm going to leave you with one last tip here about images of yourself and of your team. This, I think, is one of the things that we get a lot of blowback on. Not blowback, really. I'm sorry, that was totally the wrong word choice. That we get a lot of resistance towards sharing your face out there, right? But this is one of the best ways to remind your followers that there's a human behind the screen and that human really wants to talk to you. So I can see Joseph here in the comments of this live stream puts a little hi face or a little hi emoji there. And again, it's because we have a great relationship that we have established by showing a face. He's probably not going to put the hi emoji just to a blog post that we share, right? So this is the power of having your face out there. And if you're not comfortable doing it on video, snap a selfie of yourself or your team working and put that out there with a little behind the scenes content, reminding people of what you're working on, showing them the hard work and value that goes into your product or service that gets out there. Little pro tip there, the more people realize the amount of work that goes into something, the more they'll value it and the more likely it is that they'll pay for it. So doing things like that, getting people really to know, like, and trust you, the things that we talk about all the time are based upon people, that first part, people actually knowing who you are, knowing the face behind the screen. When we're on social media, we really want to make sure that we are connecting with our followers in a real way. Hi, Kathy, welcome. Thanks for joining today. So get out there, make sure that you're really showing your face once in a while, and I promise you'll see the engagement rate of your posts skyrocket up. So at MeetEdgar, we're all based on a category-based system of posting. So get into your MeetEdgar account and actually think about different categories that you can use to have more images show up on social media. So you could do a quotes category that's like a quotes images category. If you don't want to do just text-only quotes, could you do a quotes image category where you could upload those Canva graphics, but you could also get some images from Pixabay and you could get some images from things like Unsplash and upload them with quotes. Again, it might catch someone's attention. They might love that image and then they'll read and engage a little bit more. Please make a behind the scenes content. Even if you're scared, try it once in a while. With our category-based system of posting, every single post does not have to be an image of you. So you can do it maybe once a week and you can start to gain a little bit of traction there. So test out images, test out blog posts, do things that are with your link previews as well as static images. Experimental mindset is what it's all about when it comes down to it on social media. Awesome hanging out with you today. Thanks for saying hi, Mike, Kathy, Joseph. Anyone else, if you're catching the replay here, go ahead and leave a comment below if you have any other questions. Support@meetedgar.com is where you can reach us. And I will see y'all again next week. Have a great weekend, guys.